far as the seals were concerned, he had no idea that we were going to get involved with the seals. It was literally in the first year of trading. Natureland opened in April, and the harbour seals get born in June, July time, and people were literally coming to Dad with baby seals in their arms saying, can you do something with this creature that we found on the beach? So that's how it all began.
The majority of the seals in here, they have come in with a little parasite called lungworm. It does infest into the lungs of the seal, and unfortunately for these little babies, as soon as they get that, they can't shift it. So they start to generally get less and less breaths as they dive. They cannot breathe, and it means that they have to then surface up onto the beach. Now, when they are on the beach, unfortunately for these seals, because Skegness Beach is a public beach, people do walk the dogs on it. And for a lot of these seals, they then get secondary attacked by dogs. On a lot of these rear flippers of the seals, you can actually see the dog bites where it's actually attacked them and created injury, and then obviously infection therefore goes in afterwards. Right, I'm going to use this testing sack here to put a boundary between me and the seal, because as you can see the seal will go for you if given the chance. They are scared, so you just put that sack over, jump on the seal, make sure you restrain it accordingly and obviously as safely as we can. Once you get it into position, you then control its mouth and its head. Use the gag, slip it into the back corner of the mouth, and then the seal will generally open its mouth and bite down hard on the gag. As soon as that happens, you grab the other side of the mouth, pin it down, and then slide the fish straight down his throat, massaging it if you can, just to help it go down all in one go. Take the gag out, shut the mouth up, massage it a bit more, and hopefully the seal should swallow it straight down whole. And then that's force feeding all done.
A couple of years ago we got called out to a seal in distress at Chapel St Leonard's. That's about 7 miles to the north of us, and when we got there we found quite a distressing sight. We found a grey seal that had managed to get its head stuck through this plastic ring that was joined up solid at the time. It had obviously been on for some time. The seal pup must have stuck his head through when he was a pup, continued to feed, so the seal pup got bigger and bigger and the neck got wider and wider, because this plastic ring was actually embedded right up to this sort of mark, right round. It was, what's that, 1.5 inches, 2 inches into the seal's flesh. So we brought it back to Natureland. We had to cut this off with a pair of pliers, just through that bit there, and then we had to peel this off as carefully as we could, and this showed the extent of the injuries. Basically the seal had, like I said, 1.5 inch gash right around its neck, apart from one small spot up here. The wound was infected, and it was, well, it was so badly infected that it was actually dripping away from the seal. It was an awful sight. We used iodine solution, antibiotic solution, and very slowly it started to heal up. After an initial period of 2 to 3 weeks, it started to heal up very quickly, which was quite miraculous really, considering the state that it came in. After about 6 or 8 weeks, all that was left was a thin line, thin scar, right round the neck here. Apart from that, it was fit and well, so it's now back out in the North Sea where it belongs.
Well, we do seal feeds. We do try and keep them quite light-hearted, but also we like to educate and entertain people. I mean, that's why we have adult seals here. It's one of the main reasons. Purely for that, we're a seal sanctuary, so it's quite good to have some big seals here for people to see. Obviously, if we just had babies, that's all they would see. So it's nice for them to see what the adults actually look like. And the adults are very playful, and this means that we can use those playful attitudes that those seals have to educate and entertain the crowds.
When we come to tagging,
we will tag the seals in the rear flippers. We have left for females and right rear flipper for the males. Now when that does happen, we do need a team of 3 people. One person to jump on the seal, another one to spread the rear flippers, and the other one just to tag straight in. We go out, we get the seal. Unfortunately this time the seal is in the water, so we do have to have boards and bushes to try and coax him out of the water and then onto land. Now as soon as he is onto land, I will get the hessing sack and I will pop it over his head just to make sure he doesn't bite me or any of the team. Then when successfully got the sack over his head, we will move him to a better location for all of us so we can tag the actual seal. Now when tagging does happen, obviously I'll be on top of the seal, then my 2 colleagues will then work their way round, open the rear flippers, tag that particular seal. For this one it is a female, so it is in the left side. We will use clippers just to clip the point off the tag so it doesn't create any harm or rubbing towards the seal itself.
This morning we released the baby seals, and in order to do that we had to drain the baby seal pool, which means turning off the water that's going in and pulling the plug to let the water out. That's in order for us to be able to get the baby seals out of the pool. As you can imagine, it's pretty difficult to get a baby seal out of the water, so helps us out. We don't have to go wading through water and chasing after swimming seals. So once the water's all drained out, we then have to just clean the pool down. A week we'll always clean the pool down just to remove any dirt and build up of say dirt and feces and things like that, and also to get rid of any build up of algae that is created in the pool throughout the week. And then we can go about getting the baby seals out of the pool into the crates. Now we do that by bringing the crate inside the pool enclosure and putting it on the floor at the bottom of the pool. And then we will take the front boards off the front of the crates and use those to guide the individual seals towards the crate, but also to protect our fingers and our feet as well, because they do get a bit grumpy when they're being directed into these crates. So it helps us, and it also helps the seals. It just gives them some direction. We can then gently coerce them into the crates and then put the boards over the front of the crates, and that's a seal nicely tucked away back in a crate. Then we take them on a trolley out of Natureland across the nearby car park to the beach, which is a bit of an effort. It's quite a trek, and then up onto the beach, ramping over across the sand, and then take them up to the edge of the water, take them off the trolley, and we put them out onto the beach, line them all up facing the sea, so we've got the crate doors ready to go out into the water. And then just open the crate doors. We'll move the crate doors to the back of the crates. This is in order to give the seal the idea that there's a sort of blocked passageway at the back, and that the best thing for them to do would be turn round and go out the open doorway. And of course they've got the sea out there as well, so it helps them. Now unfortunately we do get the occasional seal that doesn't want to go out of its crate for various reasons, as we did this morning. We had Tinkerbell, and she didn't seem to want to get out, so sometimes that just means we just have to gently lift the back end of the crate to create a little bit of a ramp, and just helps them slide out of the crate. And then as soon as she was onto the beach, as you saw, she went straight out into the water. And then we just wait, we move the crates out of the way, and then just wait and watch the seals and make sure they're doing okay. We get a 100% release rate on those seals. And then once the seals are gone and off into the sea, then we can just pack our stuff up. That's job done, that's that seal back in the sea where it belongs.